Hi, I'm Dr. Bren. In this video, we will delve deeper into Gareth Hill's model of the self and its developmental patterns. This will help us see the macro archetypal patterns or life cycle associated with each aspect of this model. What if your personality isn't fixed but flowing? Today, we explore Gareth Hill's revolutionary model of the self as a living matrix of archetypal energies that shape our development across a lifetime. Hill's model shows the self as 4 archetypal patterns in constant dialogue. The static feminine holds and contains. The dynamic masculine penetrates and differentiates. The static masculine creates structure. The dynamic feminine brings flow and renewal. These opposites naturally compensate. When we've been too long in achievement mode, we yearn for rest. When we've been too structured, we crave spontaneity. This isn't random, it's the psyche's wisdom, seeking balance through movement. These patterns typically unfold clockwise across our lifetime. We begin in the static feminine, held by the Great Mother, learning basic trust. Then the dynamic masculine awakens, the hero's journey of separation and achievement. Early adulthood brings the static masculine, building careers, families, and contributing to society. Midlife often triggers the dynamic feminine, a call inward toward creativity and depth. The goal is individuation, conscious integration of all 4 patterns. We begin held in the static feminine, pure being rather than doing. The infant learns fundamental trust that the world can hold and nourish them. This becomes the foundation for all development. Adults who struggle with this archetype often battle workaholism and anxiety. They never learn that simply existing is enough. The static feminine remains with us as our capacity for rest, for being held, for participating in larger rhythms beyond productivity. Then comes the dramatic awakening of the dynamic masculine. The child begins asserting will, preferences, and boundaries. This is the hero's journey, leaving the familiar to face challenges and grow. Healthy development celebrates this autonomy, but our culture often gets stuck here, celebrating the eternal entrepreneur, the constant achiever. When inflated, this becomes the poor eternus, always starting but never committing, never learning responsibility. The healthy response to inflated, dynamic masculine is the static masculine, taking responsibility for creating structures that serve life. This is where we build careers, establish families, contribute to community. The question shifts from, what do I want, to what is needed? What can I contribute? This can be deeply satisfying, using energy in service of something larger. But when rigid, it becomes the dried-up senex, rules more important than people, order as an end in itself. Then the dynamic feminine arrives, often through crisis, depression, yearning. You've built a successful life, but something asks, is this all there is? This is the watery initiation, where the hero's conquering becomes descent and surrender. It calls us inward toward dreams, creativity, and relationships with the unconscious. This can terrify people identified with external achievement, but it's not breakdown. It's breakthrough toward a more complete self. Individuation is learning to dance consciously with all 4 archetypal patterns. The individuated person has access to the static feminine's being, the dynamic masculine's drive, the static masculine's structure, and the dynamic feminine's creativity. They're not split anymore. They don't have to choose between productivity and contemplation, service and self-care, structure and spontaneity. They've learned to hold multiple truths, multiple ways of being. This is psychological wholeness, not the absence of conflict, but the capacity to embrace life's full complexity. The revolutionary insight. You are not a fixed entity, but a dynamic spiral of archetypal energies. Change isn't just possible, it's inevitable. The question isn't whether you'll change, but whether you'll learn to dance consciously with these eternal patterns. This isn't a typology to box you in, but a living system to help you swim more skillfully in the fluid matrix of your own becoming. In part 2, we'll explore how these patterns play out daily and in therapeutic work.